Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Okay, that just got weird. Very, very weird.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Given everything Day mentioned about disturbances with the ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely that this is related to memories in some way. I need to think carefully. What's really going on? People have forgotten about the missing person. We've returned to a point before the disappearance took place. We are presently traversing someone's memories.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
But when did we get pulled in, is my question, and how?
Right. Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory.
But whose?
Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time.
Yeah, but wasn't she, like, knocked unconscious or something at the time, or slipped into unconsciousness? I don't remember, let's be real. I had something to do with the mirror.
That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we really are in someone's memory, this is our chance to find him.
If he's someone
Can we
who
go
only
before we lose
exists in
him?
people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him?
Maybe you should have asked for more specific instructions, you nitwits.
Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last?
Run!
We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
No one gives a shit. Just run. Let's go through what we know so far. No? Okay, can you at least walk and talk? Then you're at least headed in the right direction. Ugh, why do people irritate me so?
Good idea. That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
Implant memories into the minds of others.
Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability?
No.
Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implanting memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could perfectly blend in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell. Scenes from false memories will not change. Time does not pass within false memories.
If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection.
Mm-hmm.
That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off.
That is correct.
Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this in conjunction with what we already know, then the question of whose memory this is seems to have an obvious answer. I want to say Dainsleif, but Atosa.
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Not particularly relevant, but we'll take it.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory.
Let's go to the tree!
Yeah, that's where they'll be.
Oh, we never looked at who was in the tree. Because there was, like, 2 kids or 2 statues or 2 something in the tree. Are they still there? Yeah, they're still in the tree, aren't they? Yeah, whatever it is.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
Is this... What's his name? Clothar?
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Jesus, he's very monotonous, isn't he?
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Hi! We finally found him, but why does he look kind of familiar? Is he Clothar or is he Catabear? Fuck, the bloody healer troll.
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
She was trying to make a move on you, and now you're tossing her aside for another woman? That must hurt.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
And yet you know who I am. You're... Factoring in the memories, the Abyss Order, the Limb of Fate, and everything else, I need to think of the one person that can connect all of us together. Well, I have two options. I want to say Clothar, though. Clothar, Alberic, Carabear, Arthur. I don't know. Obviously not him, because you'd have to have blonde hair. So genetics don't work that way. I think it's...
The founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate.
I don't know. I want to say he's Clothar. No, fine. He's fucking Carabear. Whatever.
You're Carabear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before.
I've met you in my brother's memory. God, that's awkward to say.
Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it?
How do you know that?
Your sibling's memory. You saw the me from back then.
How do you know that? This guy's creepy.
This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
Outside the memory? Or do you fade outside the memory? Nope, we are leaving the memory. Okay. I can't read that. I don't speak Tavatian. Or is that Abyssian? Why is it taking so long to load? Should I press something? Oh, I was meant to press space. Then why have you got the loading sigil on the corner? Ooh, where are we? This place is not real. The proof of existence. Can I walk on this? Yeah, I knew it would do that. It was all sparkly and shit. I can't sprint, FYI, but that's okay. Whee! Sorry, Carabear. I am having the time of my life here. Chat to you soon. Okay, I'm done. It's a pretty tree. You seem to be having issues. What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know.
You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now the time has finally arrived.
I believe the theory that Kaya could be a direct descendant of Clothar is definitely a good theory because they look like they have similar features. Okay, yep. This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should try to learn as much information from Carabera as I can. What exactly happened to you?
Extreme sorrow and pain.
Yeah, that I got.
Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate, but despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction.
So are you tethered to it, or are you free of its, let's say, corruption? But I suppose it's not a corrupt object per se.
In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate.
It isn't the loom. Carabera is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories.
As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving ley lines?
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories?
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implanted by Carabera through the half-finished Loom of Fate. But why? Why is Carabera doing that? That makes sense, but I'm as lost as to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Ramara village. Why did you implant the memories of your...
that. I was wrong to implant those memories.
Was he just lonely?
I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well.
He was just lonely.
I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world.
Well, you did, technically.
As if I had a chance at life.
Nah, your father stole that from you. So that's why I would have never guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing people's memories really count as living? The type of living?
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless?
It wasn't meaningless to you.
But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me.
This is really sad.
Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa.
Oh, they are figurines in the tree.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village.
Aww.
I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid.
Not at all.
After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
It's even more tragic. Ah! In the end, this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Kamria back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
Okay, this is a little out of my depth, but what if we could take the loom of fate and subvert its purpose into weaving a life for you, using the ley lines, giving you a physical form so that you may live a mortal life? It seems like it can tamper with and create ley lines, and they're magical and they deal with memories. Maybe there is some way that it could embody you in the real world. Gotta steal it from the Abyss Order first, though. As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort to them. They all believe you once lived among them. Why are we giving this dude peace? I mean, it's sweet and it's kind and all of that, but we need answers, bro. You gotta help a girl out.
I know.
Well, now that I've found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif. Twilight Sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Yeah, but which way?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing.
But Dane failed.
The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
They have the eye. Yep. Super swell. What? It's what you get for abandoning Dane, you twit. Loom of Fate is already complete. That means that I have the first field tiller must have fallen into the hands of the Abyss. Could something have happened to Dane? Right now, don't give a shit about Dane. We've got bigger problems. End of world problems.
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning.
Huh?
Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Well, I mean, that's where I would have put it, quite frankly. I was thinking the same thing about putting it in the Traveler, but how was it removed?
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location,
Oh, thank God.
capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the prince.
Okay, so they're not as stupid as I thought they were.
He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location.
But he failed on that part.
That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the eye.
That's right. Because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false memory? You made him think that? When?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
But why would you do that? Why do you want the Loom of Fate to be completed?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
So when Dane froze up back then, it was because a false memory is being implanted in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary and took that memory to
But
be
how
real.
is that a good thing?
I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
We had to retrieve the eye. Son of a bitch. So Dane had the eye this whole time until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. Now that Loom of Fate is complete, what are you planning on doing with it?
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you. But I truly have no idea what the prince is planning.
But why do you need the Loom of Fate to be complete is more what I'm asking. What was the point in letting them have it?
Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger
Why
picture.
did you want them to do it?
In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Well, who fucking rah for you? Your goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory.
Yes.
After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish.
I'm sure you did.
To comfort me, my father told me a story that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if just for a moment.
Can you get to the point?
My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest.
To
implant a specific memory into the minds of the Hilichurls.
Oh my god, bro, like... I don't want to come off as callous, but no one gives a shit about the well-being of the healer fucking churls. There are bigger problems than the suffering of the creatures in existence. More like keeping them in existence and not having them destroyed by whatever plan the Abyss Order has.
In that memory, I would tell them a story.
This was so not worth
Just like
fucking
my
over the
father
world,
did for
Carabare.
me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
Yeah, not worth it. What are they going to do with that information? Nothing. They're healer churls. You suck. You're kind, but you're also selfish. So the thing that caused healer churls to calm down back then was Carabare's story. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. Yeah, well, now he handed the bad people the very thing they needed. He had a device as powerful as Luma's fate at his disposal, and all he wanted to do with it was to offer the healer churls a moment of comfort and peace.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
While you condemn them. Nice. Perhaps I think indeed it was very memorable. I don't think it was very meaningful.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Thanks for screwing me over, bro. Well, at least I won't forget you. I should comfort you somewhat.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
Oh, she actually touched him. No, it's just a memory.
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
But that's it. That's all we get.
How about a conversation?
Okay, but like, where are we? We seem to have been kicked out. Nope, we're still here. Okay, we just changed from cutscene to cutscene.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Can you start by telling me what the fuck you've been doing for the last 500 years? That'd be great. Start chronologically. Or actually, no, scrap that. Start from the end and then go backwards. Yeah, I almost can't believe it's real.
That battle earlier was tough.
But Dane's leave.
The one against Dane, I mean.
Poor guy.
I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me.
Ugh, Dane, you shouldn't have.
Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
What are you planning to do with the Loom of Fate?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles are still asleep.
Yes. For 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes?
How do you know about that?
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the heavenly principles situation. However, the heavenly principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
I feel like I'm playing two separate games. I'm playing a game about my brother and the Abyss Order and the heavenly principles and like that shit. And then I feel like I'm playing the game where like I just go around through Teyvat and like meet people and make friends and just have fun together and meet some Archons and like experience their lives. Like, I feel like they're just two separate games. They haven't coexisted at all in any capacity thus far. There's no overlap. There's no one impacting the other or having an influence on the other. They are all separate. I hope by the end these two stories will collide, they will coincide, they will have bearing on each other. Because at the moment they are just two completely disparate entities. And it kind of bothers me that they do not enmesh better. You really hate the heavenly principles, don't you?
You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful.
I like how we finally meet and we say absolutely nothing of relevance to one another. This is great.
Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Lumine?
Speak, woman.
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
Yeah.
Everyone else calls you the Traveler.
There's so much I wanted to ask you. But for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now.
Because it's too inconvenient to the writers to do that. Because we don't want to reveal too many answers. So we've got to make Lumine not want to ask the questions that everybody wants to ask.
There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand.
Okay, one thing? What is it?
Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together.
Yeah, that's not so long ago in my memory, sir. I didn't live out those 500 years that you did.
You told me. You wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me? Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
What has that got to do with her question, though?
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage,
The war you
and as
are
I continue
inciting.
to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes. Let alone my own sister.
Good. Feel that shame for what you have done.
What's going on?
The world is disappearing?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our ability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
Well, that's tragic. We're not even going to remember Karabear? And the memory of him? Jesus, that's brutal. This poor kid just can't catch a break. Ah.
everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
No, Traveler, you will remember. You will remember. Channel your inner Mary Sue. You can do it.
You're only telling me this now?
Rude. Oh, shut up.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here.
What about Dane?
Oh, and Dane came by just now? It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left.
Of course he did.
Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
I'm not keeping anything from you. I never intended to hide the truth from you, but I'm gonna disappear before you can ask some questions. So hey, not keeping anything from you though. He never changes, does he? I'm having trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Curry Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Caribou and I talked for a while. He told me about the Loom of Fate. See, you do have your memory.
Really? What a score!
Yay! Oh. That's fine. If you don't remember the conversation with your brother, look, he told you nothing useful. It was a bloody irrelevant and useless conversation, so I don't care that you don't remember that, honestly. Waste of my time. But as long as you remember Caribou, that's all that matters. I guess our commission is complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memories, was Caribou all along. But now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain this to the villagers. You don't. Oh, I suppose, how do you collect the commission then?
Well, what happened after that?
After that, I can't seem to remember. Maybe I'm just tired. I feel like something else happened, but why can't I remember? I'm not sure why, but I almost feel like I lost something.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together.
Aww.
It looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Nice work, Caribou.
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Caribou said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave them.
Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
No shit. It is a unique name. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is.
Oh, he's dead.
And we're all
he's
relieved
content.
now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Caribou is gone. The Loom of Fate is now complete, and no one else will try to change the village's memories.
Paimon wonders how Atos is doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
Are the figures going to be gone from the tree? I can't see from this angle. Hold up. I think they are. Oh no, they're still there. Interesting.
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
Maybe he wanted you to forget him. I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right? Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
By an 8-year-old kid.
Otherwise,
Oh, I
why
can't
would he
tell her
just
that.
leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his reasons, like, you know, fading from existence. Pretty important.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
Yeah, about that.
Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right. Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear?
No, because she doesn't remember it. Right, what was it that happened? I can't remember. Huh? It feels like there's something in my pocket. You have a pocket?
picture?
She has a pocket?
Where'd that come
Where?
from? Let Paimon see.
Aw. You must get along with each other, the two of you. He's so sweet. Yeah, I can't read that either, but I'm going to assume that's what that says. The end of bedtime story. And we get to keep the photo. Oh, how sweet. What are you harassing me for? Ah, our conquest. Got it. What are you harassing me for? What? No. Why would I care about that? What are you harassing me for? Claim. Okay, so what's the next step then? Oh, you already did those ones. Yeah, okay. So all I have to do is... No. Reunion locales. I don't need to... Oh, I've already got the rewards for there anyway. Okay, well, we're done with you then. And then this just needs me to log in 7 days. 200's a lot, though. Use in place of... I don't want to go through this offering, but thank you. Appreciate you nonetheless. Okay, well that's just the Archon story. That's all we get for like another year. Go team, yay. I'm so glad we got answers to the questions we sought. Woo. I feel like we learned absolutely nothing. We got nothing out of it. Lumine did not meet her brother in any way that matters because she doesn't remember it, and they shared no useful information, so I feel like overall that was massive filler content.
If we've got nothing else to do,
I'm
why don't
actually
I
like super disappointed in that. I know I shouldn't have high hopes for the Daneslave quests because they rarely tell us anything, but at the same time we do get the odd ones. When we learn about the Healer Shells and the Chasm, we learned about Catabear and the last one. Like, we have gotten pieces of information before, and now we just got a big fat nothing. Were they lost for ideas? Are they trying to draw it out? I don't know what the plan was here, but I think that was a flop of a story.
Have you ever kept
I
goldfish
really
as
do.
pets?
I don't think we really got anywhere. We made no progress other than that the Loop of Fate is complete. But like, that could have happened off camera. It wouldn't have made a difference at all. Yay.